Hey y'all, welcome back to Chaz's Cuisines. Today we're making an amazing seafood boil. I have some lobsters, some snow crabs, and of course our favorite fixings. So let's get right into this video. First we're going to start with some sausage. I'm just going to slice it up in some chunks. I use the smoked turkey sausage, but you can use your favorite. And I love a seafood boil. It's so fast and easy to make. I love it. If you have family over, a guest over, I suggest making this on a game night. So next I'm just going to take my lemons. I already washed them really well. And I'm just going to slice those in big chunks as well. And these lemons are going to give you so much fresh flavor. We're just going to throw those in the foil pan with our sausage and move on to the next step. So now let's take some freshly washed red potatoes. You can use your favorites, of course. And I'm just going to slice these in half. Now, if they are a little chunky, I'm going to slice them in three, just so they can cook evenly. And as you know, I will have all the ingredients listed down below in the description box. Now go ahead and throw those potatoes in the pan with the other fixings. Now I already peeled my corn. I use fresh corn. You can use the frozen one. It doesn't really matter. Corn is corn. We're just going to slice these in half. Now, if you do have more people to serve, you can finesse it and slice it in 3/4, whatever you want to do. Now we're going to add those in the foil pan. And we're going to take some freshly washed celery, about 3 stalks, and just slice those into chunky slices. This is going to give your seafood broth so much flavor. Okay, our fixings are all ready. Look at those pretty bright colors. Now we have our water here. I put hot water on the stove. Now it is getting really hot. We're going to add in those lemons first to soak. You want that water to just be so good. Trust me. Everything you see, I'm going to put this in. You're going to be like, yeah, that's going to be good. Now we're going to add in some butter. Some more butter. Gotta flavor it up. Suck it up. Now we're adding in some Sazon seasoning, garlic powder, onion powder. I am going to use some or some salt-free lemon pepper seasoning as well, and adobo for some more flavor. Now we're going to mix those flavors in all together. Add in your celery as well. We're just going to bring this to a boil. I have my heat on a medium-high heat. Now once your seafood broth comes to a boil, add in your fixings first. Now I'm adding in my corn, my potatoes, my sausage, and the reason why I'm adding in these first, because really the potatoes take the longest to cook. Everything else is really done. You just want to soak up all those flavors. So I'm going to let this boil for about 10 minutes. Now my snow crabs are washed very well and scrubbed. Now once that boils for about 10 minutes, we're going to add in the snow crabs. They're huge. I suggest using a really big pot if you have one, or you can do the old school way and just go right on outside, put your pot on that gas heat, and hey, you have a big pot of seafood boil. Now I'm letting this boil. I'm going to cover it for about, let's say, 4 or 5 minutes. So that'll be 15 minutes before I continue on. Now once that gets to Once those snow crabs heat up a little bit, go ahead and add those lobster tails. Now with seafood, it doesn't take long to cook. Like the lobster tails won't take long, nor the shrimp. So when you have about, let's say 10 minutes left, we're just gonna add in those lobster tails. Make sure they're fully cooked. And once you do, just put them deep down in that seafood broth. And we're gonna cover this. Like I said, cook it for about 10 more minutes. That way it gives our potatoes enough time to soften up. Now we're gonna cover that, let that go, and let's move on to this yummy sauce. Now this is my favorite part. We're gonna add in a whole bunch of butter. Trust me, you're gonna thank me later. So add in about 3 cups of butter, 3 to 4 cups of butter. Once that starts to melt down, I have my temperature on about a medium low or medium heat. We're gonna add in all these wonderful seasonings. Of course, the classic onion powder, garlic powder, some Old Bay, some salt-free lemon pepper seasoning, and that's the key, salt-free. You don't want too much salt because you have to think when I add in this hot sauce, that's salt. I use some salted butter. I use unsalted and salted butter. Then the lemon already gives it that tangy flavor. So I would say season to taste. But once you add in all these ingredients, of course, the Sazon, y'all know I love Sazon. If you use it, you understand me. So we're gonna add that in. We're just gonna mix it together and let that come to a light boil. And then, like I said, season to taste. If you need some more, then add some more. I added some more garlic myself. If you like it a little bit more spicy, add more hot sauce. If you don't add as much. I'm helping that butter melt a little bit. Once it comes to a light boil, go ahead and cover it and turn it off. Your sauce is ready. Like I said, this recipe is so easy. I love it. Now let's check on our seafood boil. Ooh, that looks very good. Everything is bright, pretty. So I'm just gonna turn my burner down to a medium heat. Adding in my shrimp. You want to add these in last because you don't want your shrimp overcooked and rubbery. So for the next, let's say 5-6 minutes, I'm just gonna go ahead and add in these shrimp. Make sure they're in that seafood broth and cover it. Let it cook for about 5 minutes. All right, let's check. Look at that. Oh, if y'all could smell it, oh my gosh. I just want to dig in the pot right now. So here I'm just going to remove my snow crabs to give me some more room. I need to drain the seafood broth. You can keep a little bit as well. I'm going to place those snow crabs in a full pan. Keep it nice and warm. So I'm putting all my fixings after I drain it on a platter. This is how I'm serving it. But you could just serve it right in those foil pans. Or sometimes I use those oven bags. Oh, I love that. You just pour your butter in the oven bag. And now I'm just placing my my snow crabs on top, and then we're gonna place the lobster tails. After that, I'm just gonna drizzle my melted butter. I end up putting my butter in a bottle, but you can just drizzle it, put it in that full pan, and you're good to go. I added a little bit of lemon pepper seasoning. Now that melted butter, look at that. Oh my God. If you decide to recreate this dish, be sure to tag me on Instagram at Chaz's Cuisines.